So we move from the ladies to the men. And our bronze medal match will feature France against Japan. Not exactly a shock that we're seeing the 5th seed against the 3rd seed here. France coming through seeded 5th. They lost in their semi-final to Korea. And Japan, who had aspirations of a gold medal match, in the end were knocked out of it by the real surprise package in the men's competition, and we'll be seeing them in the gold medal match, Kazakhstan.
It's the fact they're there is amazing, and if they can continue that form and they've got nothing to lose, it's the shock story.
Well, here's the number 5 seeds, Thomas Antoine, Thomas Chirault and Jean-Charles Valladont, who is the star of the trio, the Olympic silver medalist in Rio, and what an amazing achievement that was. The man in the white cap there, that was an unexpected silver right there, wasn't it?
Well deserved. He really fought well and hard, and in the run-up to the Games, he won the European Championships at Nottingham in England, and he just seemed to pick up momentum and just carry it into the Games. And sometimes that's what you need, just to get onto a roll and then just keep delivering and get to the top.
Well, here's the Japanese trio, Takaharu, Furukawa. He's their big player, a silver medalist at the London Olympics. Hideki, Kikuchi and Tomoki, Sugio. There's their group. A couple of young, relatively speaking unknown archers, with Furukawa, of course, the star of the show. So both these teams, similar in many ways. They've got a very established, proven, elite international shooter and a couple of guys that are coming through and starting to make their mark.
And sometimes that's all you need in a team. You need a leader, someone who can stand up there, show the team what to do and lead the way. And Jean-Charles Valladont is absolutely that guy. Multiple medalist over the years.
So close to, we talked about Japan almost getting through to this final against Korea. France, though, they lost 6-0 in the semi-final to Korea. Each end was by 1 point. They weren't blown out, were they?
That's it. 6-0 sounds like they had a good thrashing, but actually when you look at the detail, not at all. Not at all. They were in that fight.
Well, look at that. How about that for a confident start? Now, Thomas Chirault has got ice in his veins the way he started that one.
Again, beginning of the Olympic cycle, new team members out there, and that's the way to start.
Ooh, that was nudging the 10s, and I think they've given, yes, they have given him a 10. Well, the 2 young pups have shown the way for Valladont now.
He better step up and he better step up and join them.
Yeah, show us your silver medal. No, we're not interested in that. What can you do now?
Oh dear.
No, they'll take a 9. Well, there's no way Valladont has carried this team to this bronze medal match. Those 2 youngsters have already shown what they can do.
Absolutely.
Well, let's see what the Japanese can come up with. They open up with a 9.
I do want to stress anything in that goal. To walk in, they haven't been shot on this venue before. The practice targets are behind the venue. They're not facing the same direction. There's different winds. To step out there and hit the gold is good work. You know, it's not a mean feat to go out there with no sighters and deliver a result. So the French have done exceptionally well.
Kikuchi. There's damage limitation really for Japan with this arrow. And that will limit the damage, but 3 is the advantage for France. Thanks to the 2 Thomases, the 2 youngsters, no doubting their ability on the evidence that we just saw. Chirault with a lovely looking 10 to open up, and then...
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's wayward in the extreme. Well, with young athletes like this, you're going to get highs and lows.
Yep. It's still all to play for, though. It's still in hand. A little bit shaky there.
I was going to say, but look what he's delivered.
Maybe we should keep shaking like that.
That wasn't textbook technique. There's no way, but it's the end result that matters.
Absolutely, in this situation, yes.
Antoine has delivered back-to-back 10s. Valladont
pareil, et jusqu'au bout, on reste dessus. Ouais,
Well, he'll take a 9, and I think that is going to make it very, very difficult. They need 2 10s and a 9, Japan, to win this set.
Be heading for a tie, yeah.
But one of them has got to get a 10. And it's not Furukawa.
So 2 10s now just to tie.
Furukawa will be disappointed with that. Sugio.
Okay, there's one.
Well, he's done his job. He's given Kikuchi something to aim at. But Hideki here coming in, knowing this must be a 10 to share this first set. Big pressure shot, this. Oh, my goodness me.
That is good work.
Wow. They needed back-to-back 10s from their 2 younger athletes. That's exactly what they delivered. Sugio with an absolute beauty, and then Kikuchi doing just enough. That'll feel like a moral victory for the Japanese, won't it?
Yeah, that won't feel like a tie. That'll feel like they were heading towards getting nothing and they pulled it out of the bag. So no, that'll psychologically, that'll have the upper hand for sure. And going over to Japan, because France started so well and then sort of eased off.
Well, it's that 6 from Chirault. That now looms large. That's cost them a point here. They've got a share, but in many ways, as you say, that's almost going to feel like, oh, we've let this one slip away.
It did, because 3 arrows in, that was all under control, wasn't it, with a nice 29 there out of 30 to start with. I thought maybe France are going to go in and just take this medal.
Well, the French, I say, lost to Korea 6-0. No disgrace in that. It was so close. They also beat Thailand, who was seeded 13th, and Malaysia, who was seeded 12th. So the way the earlier rounds went, some of the bigger guns were knocked out before they got there. So that's how they booked their place. Japan also beat India in a shutout, and Turkey 5-1. So close to a place in the final, but Kazakhstan edging them in that shoot-off.
Could see that shot, that 6 was just a little bit softer. The hand that pulls the string didn't come off smoothly. It was just a little bit wide, and probably that's what cost them that set, really.
La décision est propre jusqu'au bout. Bien souple, on reste dessus.
Well, there's an 8.
And they've switched their order around.
Interestingly, I was just about to point that out, yeah.
Because you're allowed to. It's within your control. But sometimes opening up can feel a bit more pressure than being safe in the middle.
And yet this young man hit a 10, then a 6. Now he's come up with a bit of a middle-of-the-road 7.
Maybe experience or lack of.
And confidence maybe knocked by that 6. Puts pressure on the other 2. They've got to now try and prop him up a little bit. And they put him in the middle. They've bookended him to offer that support. Valladont.
Finally.
Well, it's been coming.
And also, if this is your first time on the world stage, sometimes, because we spend a lot of time as archers shooting in sports fields all around the world, but now you're on a stage, you've got a grandstand behind you, you know you're being broadcast around the world, it makes a difference.
Well, Furukawa, who was a slow burner in the first set, has caught fire at the start of this second set. Now remember, it was his 2 teammates who came up with the 10s to get that tie. Now if they can follow him here, well, that's all right. That's a good solid 9 coming in from Sugio. He's shooting very well. And Kikuchi, who really impressed with that last 10. It had to be a 10, and he delivered.
There's a little bit of movement there. That's not rock solid, but that's a good result.
That's a big lead.
Allez, Thomas.
That's going to be tough for France to pull this back, especially with Antoine struggling a little bit.
Et la décision souple et jusqu'au bout sur le
Oh,
rail.
excuse me, Chirault. Here is Antoine now. He's contributed a 9, but this
Viens un peu basse, Thomas.
is the one you worry about.
Allez, chichi.
This young man's a bit
Toi,
here, there, and everywhere at the moment. Don't know what we're going to get from him now.
zone jusqu'au bout.
It's a little bit slow.
Ouais, super, chichi.
Well,
That didn't matter. Maybe that's
worth
what he
waiting
needs.
for.
He needs to slow it down, maybe.
Well, it just emphasises the point once again from Chirault. It's like, you don't know what's coming next.
L'oreille.
No.
I don't think he knows what's coming next.
It's gonna make you a bit unsettled.
Valladont's chipped in with an 8.
Still
52.
not delivering where as good as he normally he would be anchorman. He would be 9s and 10s all the way, but he's just not quite up to it today. I think they might be handing this one to Japan.
Well, 3 8s will get a share. And we can forget about that. That's pretty much
in there, isn't he?
Yeah, that's pretty much the set winner right there from Furukawa, who's chipped in with 2 big 10s, and as you say, X marks the spot for him, and they can relax a little bit now with the 7.
It's a bit of a slip, but there's still enough in there.
It's the first bad arrow he's landed as well, Sugio. It means he's got a little bit of work to do here. Wants an 8 to take both points. 7 will be another share. Well, there you go again. Kikuchi kicking it up to a high gear when it matters, and that makes it 3 points to 1 in this race to 5. So they put themselves in a good position here, Japan. More consistency rather than a little bit of erratic shooting from the French trio, and that's been the difference between the two of them.
Just looks more under control. It's not perfect shooting at all, but it's just closer and within tighter margins. It just feels like more predictable, more secure. Yeah, I think they feel like they've got, even after that time, that first set, they feel like they're doing better.
Well,
Faire plus, la zone
3-1 down.
est propre.
They're on the edge of the precipice now, France, who continue to mix their order by the look of it as we just go back and look at some of the work from the 6 archers in the previous set. Well, there's confirmation of how that set finished. Finished strongly for Japan. Even that 7 from Sugio didn't hurt them. The job had already been done. But yeah, they've mixed it up again.
So they have. And this could have been planned before, or maybe they're doing it
Ouais, c'est bien, chichi.
as they go along.
Super. La décision souple et jusqu'au bout.
Antoine looking to follow
Accompagne.
that
Ouais,
9
super
with a
dommage.
10.
Very nice.
C'est ça.
Took his time a little bit there. Well, it certainly wasn't a waste of time.
No, and they're still comfortable on the clock. They're going to use their full allowance, but they're not using
Et active jusqu'au bout sur la ligne.
the timer for the next 3
Et
arrows.
on reste dessus, on l'accompagne.
Look at Valladont. He's
C'est bien, JC.
taking his time just to get a good solid 9 in there as well. Now that's a bit more like it from the French. No highs and lows and ups and downs.
No, nice solid group. They'll be happy with that. So long as you just feel and you need an end just to settle down and right now we can focus.
Furukawa's last 2 arrows were looking for contact with the X, and he was very, very close. Now that one's drifted back out again. But a 9 is hardly a problem or a disappointment. Now Sugio did hit that 7 last time out. He'd been pretty solid up till then. Was that just a little one-off aberration? Oh, evidence of a possible problem. Well, he's got an 8, but that's not what we've been seeing from him earlier in this match.
No. No. Let's see if this man can deliver again.
Well, an 8.
So I do wonder if that's the win, because they've all moved over in a nice group together. Everyone's drifted the same, so maybe maybe it's not just the athlete.
Bien préparé.
That's why sometimes having a good relationship with your teammates, having the faith that if they've gone right, I'm going to move my sight. Trusting that their feedback.
Allez, Thomas.
Okay.
Well, when you've got that 3-point lead at the turn, as it were, and
La décision.
8s and 9s puts a lot of pressure on the opponent.
Souple et on
There was an
l'accompagne
8
du regard jusqu'au bout.
from Chirault. Antoine, what will he follow suit with? Again, taking his time. Again, the technique,
Bien, Thomas.
not textbook,
No.
but he'll take a 9 every time.
Allez, 15 secondes.
Now,
Bien de l'amplitude
if
dès le
Valladont
départ.
can get a 10, that's going to force Japan to be perfect with their 3
On
arrows.
reste dessus avec la niaque, JC. 5.
Well, he'll take a 9. It doesn't give Japan much breathing room at all, does it?
No. This is a challenge.
If they can all get a 10,
C'est bien, les gars.
the medal is theirs. That's a huge if.
Well, that starts
One
it.
down.
And I was just about to say, looking in the background as well, it looks like the trees have just calmed down. It looks like maybe the weather's going to give them the opportunity.
And a 9 here will give a chance. Oh no, that's lost. That's gone. That's gone. And it's Sugio whose form has drifted away. It's funny, you know, we
It's
saw.
been the weakest link for sure, yes.
Yeah, but he started so well. We saw Chirault's been up and down on the other side. And Sugio has really started to struggle now as well. And that means we are going to be level. That's a real disappointment for Japan that it's turned out like that.
It has. There's some good arrows in there, though.
But Sugio would love to have that last arrow back. As it is, we got a bit of a nail biter brewing here. 3-3. And both teams with one guy that's up and down.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see now that nerves kick in, as both of them know this is close to the bronze medal now. Is this where that little 2% where it's all mental
Yes.
rather than physical starts to kick in?
Of course it is. It feels like you're rolling a dice here. You know, you can get a 10 or you can get a 7, and the difference in that can be,
Allez, Thomas.
for a lot of these guys, getting your first World Cup medal, which is a significant milestone in anyone's career.
Et on prend la main.
Yeah, the Sugio 8 looming large there.
And you don't want to let your teammates down.
That's
Normally that's the overwhelming feeling, is you don't want to let your teammates down, you don't want to let your country down. You got to keep focused on the positives, not the negatives.
And how does the team dynamic work with these guys? I mean, my guess would be that you don't start beating up somebody who's struggling, because he's obviously not doing it deliberately, but at the same time, if somebody's got a problem, it is dragging the other 2 guys down.
As long as you know they're giving it their all, they're trying as hard as they can,
Et tu la guides, tu l'accompagnes.
you're all in it
You just have to
together.
accept it, don't you?
Absolutely.
The old adage, win as a team, lose as a team.
Super.
Who is going to win bronze here? It is all to play for. This vital set now.
Bien engagé.
Solid 9.
Loin derrière. Et
This
ça
could
reste
be
sur le rail jusqu'au bout.
the arrow that decides
Et
it.
le regard. C'est bien.
Okay.
He'll take that.
Super, Chichi.
And if Valladont can just chip in with a 10 here, they'll be very happy.
Yeah, 28 would be a nice start, just to put a little bit of pressure over onto Japan, just to let them know that you're here for a fight.
Et tu l'accompagnes jusqu'au bout, tu restes dessus sur le rail. Allez, on l'accompagne.
Oh, it's not like him.
That's
It's not like him at all.
That's odd. And drifted off to the left as well.
Yeah, but sometimes you can get stuck. Oh, I'm drifting right. You keep moving the sight, and then you sort of jump out the other side because you've overcompensated. These are all things that can happen.
Furukawa has been nailing solid inside 10s for a while now. 3 out of his last 4, I believe.
Looks solid.
4 out of 5. I mean, you know, this is an Olympic silver medalist we're talking about, for goodness sake. It's not exactly a shock. But he started, by his standards, a little bit slowly, but he is certainly in high gear now. But it's Sugio that's been the man that's been struggling for them, but not now. Look how good that shot was.
Beautiful.
Well, we can't have 3 inner 10s, surely.
La zone jusqu'au bout.
Well, they'll take a 9.
Good group. That is impressive shooting. That is medal winning form, that, I think.
That's going to take an awful lot of pulling back.
Allez, bien préparé. Et la décision.
I mean, the French have got to be thinking this has got to be 10-10-9 from us.
Ouais, super, Thomas.
There's the 9.
Just down by a touch.
Would you bank?
Again, they're still drifting right.
Would you bank on either of these two to nail a 10? Because, as you say, Valladont, for all his experience, he's not been convincing
Avec le regard,
this
Been
afternoon.
his day so far now.
puis, super.
Well,
Well, how about that? Young Thomas Chirault has come through. Well, if you're ever
15.
going to find a 10, Jean-Charles, this is the moment.
Debout. Souple et tu l'accompagnes.
come on, you're meant to be the experienced one.
Ouais, super.
Wow, what about that?
Ça, les gars.
It's almost like he heard you. That is not a
about time.
medal winning. That is not a medal winning situation, but it forces Japan to set a very, very high bar here.
It's kept him in the game because they were heading out.
The way Furukawa is shooting at the moment. My goodness me.
But that is an, oh, they put it as an 8-star. No, it looks like it's a 9 to me, but so they could be scoring 1 point more than the scoreboard is showing. So that makes it even more exciting. We might have to wait for a judge's call.
Oh, well, Sugio
Beautiful.
started brilliantly, drifted away. Look how he's finished.
Come back on. And remember, that's 47, could be 48.
But I reckon Kikuchi's got an opportunity here just to erase any doubt.
I think he has.
A 9 will win it.
Job done.
Simple as that. Simple as that. What
They
a
would-
strong finish.
They were the better team. I know France really did try and come back with a fight there, but they always just looked more consistent, more in control.
So Japan, having fallen to the Koreans, the #1 seeds in the semi-final, get the consolation prize. They've edged out France. That young team of Thomas Antoine and Thomas Chirault in particular will have gained an awful lot of experience and certainly didn't let anybody down.
No, that's what I was going to say. If you go out there and you lose 6-0 and you didn't take part in it, it can feel quite demoralising. But they had a competition on their hands. They had a battle. They took part in that medal match, and that's the beginning of the cycle. Go away.
All 4 sets were close as well.
Absolutely, yes, true. So, good start.
Yes, it was a really good bronze medal match, that one. And that's how it finished, with Japan winning it 5-3, but the sets were close. The first one was tied, then 55-52 for Japan in the second set, 54-53 to the French, and then 56-55. So 2 sets decided by a point and 1 shared. Again, the French, who lost 6-0 to Koreans but lost each end by just 1 point, have just been on the wrong end of it again. That's why they're going home without a medal. It's Japan who take bronze. Disappointment for the French.
And it will be easy to look back on that match and pick out a few wide arrows, and yeah, they can see easily where the points are made. They could have won that. There's points there for them to, points left on the table, I guess is what I'm trying to say.